Well, that's interesting. Well, we're back. Let's get back into the story. And let's do the last story is now upon us, folks. Let's do this in game here, folks. Last story. Here we go. Last story contains one long level. It actually continues on continually from the dark side. That's why I played dark side second in this playthrough, because this makes more sense in this regard. But for some odd reason, after having all 7 Chaos Emeralds in the Ark, has brought up something odd. It's Eggman's grandfather. What's that?
What's that vibration? Hey, wait. Somebody's coming.
Oh, everything's going around. Yeah, it ultimately finds out that the Ark was shut down because of Gerald Robotnik's research.
What do you mean?
Now, this is something that doesn't get explained very well. That after 7 Chaos Emeralds are placed into the Eclipse Cannon, it causes so much energy that now the Ark is now plummeting towards the planet at a velocity rate. Even though we're going to be watching this cutscene for a while, don't worry about that. Now, if you've gotten this last story, it'll be a piece of cake if you've gotten Knuckles' air necklace, and you will see why when we get there.
In 27 minutes and 53 seconds, all of you will be destroyed, along with your
Yeah, the Ark is falling to the planet. It's falling into the Earth now. Even though right here it's showing it's going at a fast and phenomenal rate, it's not. We're watching all this cutscenes and everything in here, and I feel like the Ark isn't moving.
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge.
So, in its context, Gerald Robotnik was making, stuff for research and science and whatnot. But for some weird reason, for some reason, Gunn pulled the funding on this project on the projects that were happening on the Ark, and decided to kill everyone, including Gerald's daughter Maria. As you saw through Shadow's flashbacks, is that Maria was technically shot in the back by Gunn's forces. So that's why you think about Shadow having some slight of revenge.
What? I knew you were behind all this.
So
Stop it right now.
the story is so convoluted. So somehow, after the raid of the planet Ark, Gerald Robotnik somehow was able to program the Ark to crash into the planet before Maria's death or after, because it seems like after the colony was raided, he was put in prison. And we all know that Shadow was ejected thanks to Maria Robotnik onto the planet's surface. So there's no way Shadow could have reprogrammed the Ark. Is that this whole plot line just falls on its face. And I really hope if there really is a remake of this game, I really hope they can add some clarity to this story. It's like, because I would love the context of this, and Sonic X does go into a little bit more than the game does, but again, I hate to have that. That's one nitpick I have in some early games in general, is that they can't put the whole context of the story in the game. You have to look up the context of the story by other means, either through internet, or through internet, books, comics. It's like, can I not have the context of the story that I'm playing in, of the game I'm playing in actual in-game? Because there's been because the game does hint out like a lot of foreshadowing and everything, but this is like a complete mood shift. All because of the grandfather's diary that Eggman somehow was able to obtain, set the events off on this game, which makes really sad about how the whole hero and dark story really means nothing in the whole scheme of things. Yes, you have to play the hero story to save the world and the dark side to rule the world, but in the end, none of that really matters. And that's what's weird about last story segments in video games. Like, you work up this whole plot to justify the people being good and the people being bad, but ultimately, everything just goes nothing. And so now, for the first time ever in the Sonic series, Sonic and Eggman have to team up. Sonic and crew have to team up with Eggman to stop the Space Colony Ark from falling to the planet.
Due to the amount of energy given off by the emeralds, we have to stop the energy.
We have the Master Emerald. That's right. That little thing that sort of doesn't make sense in the whole plot of things. Knuckles has the Master Emerald, but again, that's also another rare thing. Inconsistency. The Master Emerald changes in size. I guess Knuckles has the ability to shrink it at will now? There's still time left to pull together. Yes, we have to work together. So last story consists of one stage, which and deals with two. So it has to go with Tails and Eggman, Rouge and Knuckles, and then Sonic. Shadow is nowhere to be seen. As weird as it is, Shadow is not going to help. Because he's done his job.
Let's get to work.
He's done his job. Shadow is just going to ride out the arc into the ground and end his life so he can be with Maria, I guess. Get to the core of the colony. Now we have to play through all character stories. Now, you might be thinking, oh, there might be a time limit, right? No. There is no... Come on, will you stop doing that? There we go. This also... this Cannon's Core, the final stage of the game, introduces a gimmick called as the time stop. Throughout the stages, there will be these time clocks. Hitting those will actually freeze time. This is the only time where the game that this is being used. So somehow hitting these freezes time, but also the fact that the doors and stuff still move. Now, if there is a way to actually get, if you want a really weird A rank for the stage, what you do is that you somehow able to freeze time permanently. So if you hit one of those time clocks and actually get out of range for that clock to be effective, because as soon as that clock is unloaded, the timer will basically be frozen forever, causing you to have, a really easy time in certain parts of the stage. So with that said, we gotta find, there's something else blowing up here. Okay, there's another chaos here. Let's finish this. And this is why I was gonna complete Dark Side and the Hero Side all at the same time, because this is all it is, folks. It's a really long level. So, and also the stage is set up into 6 different segments. Get up here. Oh, there's that wonderful hit detection of the platforms. We need to hit this thing down. Hit that. There we go. Hit here. Go up here. Now watch out for it. There are robots right there. They'll still got hit anyway. We just have to hit this door, and that's done for Tails' sector right there. Tails is done. He's done his usefulness. And now it is time for Dr. Eggman! And thanks to the upgrade we got with his help, with his better armor, he can actually handle a lot more hits now. Come on, you. Ole! Ole! Yosh! Alright, let's do this. Oh! Let's see, those bombs would have gone through the door. Those bombs would have gone through the door if that was the case. Luckily, I don't think this final part of the game won't be nearly as bad as the other final bosses I've streamed lately, or other games I've streamed. I think we're gonna have a sort of an easier time, but you know, that's knowing me. Whoa, the camera is wonky! Woo! That was close. Get there at the artificial chaoses, getting care of these things here. If you do freeze time, is that any enemy's defenses are completely moot. So now we have to get across the green liquid of death here. So we have to freeze time, get on these platforms. Like here, I think this is going up. No, it's not. Jump on this one right here. Close. There we go. Got through that problem with no problem whatsoever. I'm still not sure how that if time is frozen. No! That's like a ploy or something. Is there anything beyond that door? I'm actually curious. Because every time I've played the stage, I have never seen what's beyond that door. Yeah, you're artificial chaos. There's just so many of these artificial chaos everywhere. Land down here, get across. And the health pack up here if you need it. Do this here. Come on now. Stop hitting me there. An artificial chaos. Annoying enemies to kill. No matter what form you take it in. So now we have to get through this platform somehow. I'm not gonna risk that jump. Nope. Ah! Come on, baby. Jump like this. Booyah! And this is the end of Eggman's segment right here. Dun 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 dun! Now we're on to Rouge's and Knuckles stages. Rouge is not that hard. There should be an emergency switch in the middle here. This is something we have to unlock and hit. Rouge has to get to this spot. So we have to climb these pillars and get above these little segments we got here. And get up to the top. Rouge's portion is actually not that hard. I say that and I'll probably have some type of problem with Rouge, you know, knowing me. If you saw Dark Side, you know how horrible I've had the horrible Rouges for. We have to freeze time so we can get through the liquid here. And somehow I got hurt by a stationary object. So we need to go wait for this thing to pass by. Oh, come on. I was hitting it earlier. Oh well. Come on. Come on now, get through there. Oh, it's too late. Come on, baby. It was too late too. Too early. Come on, baby. There we go. That should do it. Invincibility frames. Your camera is being blocked by artificial chaos. No! They put this here for a reason. I guarantee you that's what they did it for. Hit that switch and we open up the way. We're gonna drain the liquid now. So we need to head back the way we came. Get this switch here. Now Rouge cannot climb onto the moving blocks, the little dice blocks we've been seeing. But also thanks to that water, or liquid, coolant, we have to get through by using this switch here. Go, 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 go! Yes! Barely made it. And now we hit the switch. We drain the liquid. Now, this is the main reason why you got the air necklace as Knuckles. This portion of the stage, right here. Knuckles' portion is basically completely underwater. So now, we have to hit the switch, I believe right here. And get up here. So we're going to go through the laser gate here, go up this way, hit the switch, and now we can get through that sector right there. Come on, hit that. Alright, now we can get through here. As you can see, this is underwater. Now, there are bubbles. If you have not gotten the air necklace, there are bubbles for you to replenish your air, but if there's control switch accessible for you. So we open up the waterway there. Now we gotta hit the... See, there's bubbles right there. Can I go through here yet? No. I need this freeze time. There has to be a sort of switch somewhere. There it is. And I just gotta make a mad dash for it. Just swim as fast as you can. Because you're not gonna make it back here. They make the timing for this thing a little crazy, for the record. Oh, and don't swim too high. The instant, even though we're in water, that green death liquid there, that little electrical field, is hurtful. Watch out for that. Hit that switch there. And we get around this portion right here. There we go. Hit the switch. And that's Knuckles' sector right there, done and done with. Now it's with Sonic. Let's finish this, folks. Let us finish this once and for all. Dun 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 dun. Get past the energy field to get to the core. Your last chance. You gotta do this homing attack to get across here. You have to defeat a lot of artificial chaoses. Take care of the gun robots here first. Because what you have to do is being... Oh boy, I'm surprised I survived that. You have to hit the artificial chaos and you have to make it back to the platform to unlock the door. That's annoying. No! Ah! Curse me. Curses. It would be the last stage to have an issue. Ha! You missed. Oh. What? 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 Where did the laser come from? Where did that laser come from? The timing was frozen. That's unfair. Unfair. Here, you. Woo. Camera switch around. Get out of here, you. I'm trying to get to that switch to stop time. Come on. There we go. Stop time. There we go. There we go. There's the golden robot of the stage, so that's pretty easy to get towards. Not bad, not bad. Perfect. We can do this. Make sure you jump over this. There you go. If you fall back on the opposite side there, that is a bottomless pit. And that's it. That's stage. That's Cannon's Core in a nutshell. We are done here. Now, if you remember from Sonic Adventure 1, this is the exact same tunnel. It's actually designed the same way, too. But that's Cannon's Core, folks. That's done. 7 minutes. Now, I know I'm not going to get an A rank on that one. I think the A rank is like close to 30,000. Yeah, I figure as much.
Huh, no problem.
I deserve that. But, well, we gotta stop the core. We made it to it, and somehow it's made exactly like like the ancient shrine in Sonic Adventure 1 for some reason.
I hate it when they leave me behind.
Even in the final story,
Look,
Amy
it's
doesn't get the
Shadow.
help with. Tails needs to be a solo star in the next Sonic game, says
I
Red
really gotta
Pirate.
stop whining.
Well, that means they would have to
Everyone's
call it
trying
like,
their
they
best
did with
to
Shadow the
Sonic
Hedgehog in its game. It would just be called Miles Tails per Hour. Well, even though
Shadow,
if
we
you
need
have you ever played the Game Gear games of Tails Sky Patrol
It's all
and
going
Tails
according to
Adventure?
plan.
He's
There's
the
no
one that
reason for
he
me to help
highlighted.
them.
He's the
Besides,
main
there's no way to
protagonist of
save
those
anyone.
games. But good luck trying to get a hold of Game Gear games nowadays, unless you play it on the Mega Collections and such.
Some people may be selfish. Like
But somehow, in this particular cutscene,
but they're basically good.
Amy has the
Try
voice
their
of
best
reason,
never give up on
and
their
is
wishes.
somehow able to
They always
snap
have to
Shadow
be
out of his
happy.
confusion of what is his memory of Maria was.
It's a good thing.
It was that simple. All we had to do is make Amy talk to him.
Give them a chance.
It's like, it is hinted that General Robotnik brainwashed Shadow to conduct his his plan, but Maria had left something in Shadow's memory to fix him up. Sounds like a 10 million buy game. Well, no, actually, no. You can get the Game Gear games off of like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Mega Collection for other compilations. So the Game Gear games are not hard to come by, unless you want the physical versions of them. And good luck getting those for a cheap price. But now Shadow is good, though. Shadow's come good. And we have and he is the boss fight. Well, he has to do with the boss fight anyway. And hey, look, they're called the Super Emeralds. Look how big the Chaos Emeralds are.
Just like the shrine of the Master
What
Emerald.
is up with the models in this game?
They probably designed the core like the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Well, let's take care of it. We gotta stop them. Come on, Knuckles, you gotta be important in the plot somehow. Oh, come on, Gerald. We beat you, fair and square. Oh, we got this guy. Behold, the Bio Lizard. Yeah, General Robotnik made this thing before Shadow the Hedgehog. How did he go from a lizard to a hedgehog is beyond me.
Prototype of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
And now it's to Ultimate Life Form versus Ultimate Life Form Battle of Fates. Let's take this bad boy down.
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, Shadow is... It's 10 million people to buy a Tails only game. Oh, I get you. I will be cutting out every bad attempt.
To avoid this energy,
No,
use the somersault or jump.
come on, this is not... Come on, you. I don't want to be here for an hour on this boss fight alone. This boss fight should technically not be hard, it's just that final hit, I didn't have any rings. So I was doomed from the very start on that one. Come on, you. Stop moving, you. Alright, come on, you. Only light speed dash, apparently. And there's those trail rings, but I'm not gonna get those rings back. It's when the light speed dash wants to work, apparently. No! That was close. Now I got your pattern now. Really? Get tired, you annoying lizard. Take care of you. Come on, you. Let's do this. I'm trying not to be outmaneuvering him. Come on now. Yes. Above. Somersault. Okay, I couldn't jump there for some reason, but whatever. Alright, now it's time to his multiple attack here. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. When the cutscene appears, I'll get to your guys' questions in chat because I have to focus here. Because the event on this fight has gone on a lot longer than it's ever had the right to be. Come on, you. I was above that, for the record. Come on now. As long as I keep rings, I'm gonna be fine. I was above that, for the record. Annoying as it is, that hitbox is something else. Alright, now we gotta hit him again. Like this. Alright, now I actually have rings to actually tank a hit if I have to. Alright, let's do this. Final fight. Final hit. Just gotta move forward. Land on it. Booyah! Game over for him! Yeah!
Ugly prototype.
Duh. Booyah! You have a question. So the way if your question, why did you ready to choose 47 in your name? Because the Alexman was already taken on Twitch. And so I went with the number, I just went with the random number, and 47 just came to me at the time. It's a shame I can't have the just Alexman on Twitch.
Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one.
So I don't mind having 47.
Only you can do this.
I've had it for years, so I'm not too worried. And no one really addresses me by Alexman 47. They just address me as Alexman, so I'm okay with it no matter what. Whoa! Well, the emeralds are stopped. Thanks to Knuckles' movement in there. Wait, it knows chaos control? He just chaos controlled.
Is
What
it
the?
gone? Is that what chaos control is?
No, that's a mistranslation from the Japanese text. I think it meant it was saying
Stop the chaos emeralds.
that was
Why is
chaos
Space
control
Colony still on a
or something
crash
like
course
that.
to Earth?
The prototype is still alive. He's controlling the space colony. Yeah, this is weird. This boss fight now. We got, yeah, he's not the chaos.
Sonic.
The Bio Lizard is not done yet. We may have hurt him enough, but this thing is has been programmed into his mind to take this colony down to the end. Yeah, it's time to go super, folks. It's time to go super. And be supersonic and super shadow. Charge up some power! Yeah! It looks so metallic in this form, though. In this game specifically. It looks so metal. Yeah, here we go, guys. The final fight. This is the final lizard. And playing in the background is the main theme of the game, Live and Learn. Let's do this. Let's end this game. Now, the Bio Lizard will have a weak spot on his body. You need to hit that with a You have to use a homing attack with Sonic and Shadow. You only have 5 minutes to complete this stage. If you take too long, the arc will crash. Now, also, if you use the A button to go up, B button to go down, and as soon as you're close enough, hit that whelp on the body to hurt the final hazard. If you're running low on any rings for any reason, you can skip hitting the Bio Lizard and go across him, which means the other character will will start to attack. But don't do it too frequently, because it takes time to charge up rings, and if you do it too quickly, the opposite character will not have enough rings to sustain his form. But now the Bio Lizard is now going to use lasers now. If the lasers hit you, it's going to knock you all the way back, and I don't like this. It tries to defend itself, which again, I don't know where these lasers are coming from, really. There we go. Oh, it hit him. Okay, I thought for a second there it didn't hit him. It's time for him to recharge, and Sonic's time. Let's do this! He's also gonna put these little There we go, hit him hard! One more hit, guys! Final hit, hype! It's Shadow's time to finish this thing off, once and for all! And that is game, folks! Game done! Amy, we finished it! The thing is dead now!
I must destroy all the evil the Professor.
That is game, folks! Woo! What an adventure, huh? Oh, I'm close up to 3 hours on the game itself.
No way that's getting through.
Yeah, well, now it's stated that in the boss fight, that Shadow cannot sustain the super form, which is why he falls to his death here when he uses Chaos Control here. Because initially, when this game was made, Shadow was meant to die, like you see here.
Maria, this is what you wanted, right?
Because he couldn't sustain his super form, and it was actually hurting him, so he couldn't keep it, so he basically died. But the colony is back into a stable orbit. And that's it. The day is saved, folks, at long last. With these really awkward animations. How far we've come. And that girl is creepy. I don't know why. They show off that girl in every story. You know, it's like this girl. It's like, what? I think it's the eyes that get me worry about her. It's like... That's main character immunity wins the day. What was up with Amy's pose right there? It just froze there for a moment. And yeah, that's the game. Overall, I think this game is fun. It's still a game I like going back towards, and if I do play this game ever again, I only play it for the Sonic and Shadow stages because I find those more enjoyable. I don't really care for the treasure hunting stages. Rouge the Bat is one of them. Don't like her. And it's just... And the mech shooting stages are really good to grind up for Chow. And in the Chow Garden, you can play for as long as you want. It's a harmless mode, and anyone can play it. But I wish we could hear those. I wish we could hear the characters in the background, but the music is drowning them out.
So what's next for
Which
you,
again, I hope that if they ever make a remake of the
games
game,
you love so much?
well, let's hope that they fix the sound mixing issue, because that is what people think of this game more often, is the sound mixing issues. As such, I'll have a lot of editing to do to cut out, you know, a lot of banter, a lot of bad times in the stories and whatnot. But that's fine. That's typical for me.
What's the matter, Sonic?
But the music, I love the soundtrack. This game has an amazing soundtrack, for the record. You know, Live and Learn, I love. I also love Crazy Gadget's theme. I also love Escape from the City. That's a good sound, good music.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
I don't know. I can't really get anything to remember. Oh yeah, the Eggman theme, the Eggman. That is also a nice piece. It's all rock music. This gives how this game was designed. And will I ever get back to another Sonic game in the future? I don't know. As again, I don't really have any other Sonic games on hand. Because I actually never, you know, I haven't played any of the other GameCube games like Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. I've never played those games before. I've seen those games in action. And they are quite janky in terms of controls. But I think this game, though, is still perfectly fine to play. It is great. The story is a jumbled mess, and I hope that if the remake ever comes, that the story is made much better. Much better, in my honest opinion. I think the game could have. I think the story is too jangled, and the only way you can make context out of it is watching Sonic X, the anime, just to get context of what this story is trying to pull off. And I think it's the last story. I think it's jangled. Like, again, there is a lot of foreshadowing that there is the final lizard, the bio lizard, and General Robotnik everywhere. But as for me, I think General Robotnik should have been more prominent in the story in some fashion. But they just kept, throwing hints and hints here that's like, hey, this might be, the final boss. But you don't really think about it. All you think about is that you need to stop Eggman, or basically conquer the world. That's all we see in the story in terms of what I see. But, maybe others can generate something from this mission or from this game. But what can you do? A new age, but for now, rest easy, heroes. Indeed, we will rest easy. Goodbye, Shadow. Forever. Until Sonic Heroes. But that is game, folks. And now boss attack can be available for all stages now. So they can now time attack for the emblem for Bio Lizard and Final Lizard. But that's going to do it for me, folks. That is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube. Hope you're having a fantastic night. I had a sort of blast time playing it. And I'll see you around to next live play. I'll see you around.